Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Christine. I will leave all my socials down below so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like, subscribe to this channel. Please hit the notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a new video. My video schedule is now Mondays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just so you're aware, you can click the notification bell and you'll be notified via email. Like this video if you would like, or if you like this video, or if you would like to see more of these videos. And we'll jump right into it. Today we will be covering Blending 101. Now, I know a lot of people have issues with blending assorted colors in the eye, so we're going to touch base with that today. We're going to do a little tips and tricks. So what you're going to need today is a colorful eyeshadow palette. I will be using the Certifeye Tropical Wonders palette. So something along the lines with this color scheme is what we need. Now we're going to need a lot of brushes, and there's a reason to the madness. We're definitely going to need a flat concealer brush. I will also link everything down below just so you guys know before you start this video. We're going to need 3 flat brushes. That's brushes that look like this. So 3 of these. We're going to need a more tapered brush, 1 of these. And we're going to need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blending brushes, fluffy blending brushes, just like this. So, with that being said, if you want to learn this look and learn my Blending 101, then keep watching. Okay guys, so I went ahead and applied my foundation, a little bit of bronzer, and some baking powder. I applied the baking powder so that way if any fallout we have, it'll just catch on to the baking powder and we could sweep it right away. So I'm going to start with, we're actually going to use the Certifeye, the Tropical Wonders palette. I mentioned this in my favorite eyeshadow video. I will leave that link up above if you haven't seen it. I figure why not use a colorful palette like this just to teach you guys a blending tutorial. So we will start. I will bring you guys closer so you guys are closer. What we're going to start with is the color Toucan from the palette. This color here. Now you can use any colorful palette that you currently have. Just use a color that's similar. I'm going to apply that close to the corner of my eye as possible. I want to leave this little area here for a different color. So making sure you guys can see. Now we're doing patting motions. The reason why we're doing patting motions and not swiping motions is because we want maximum pigmentation. So pat away. Okay. Here we have it. First color down. I'm using the Eye Catching Crease if I haven't mentioned it. Eye Catching Crease, one of my favorite brushes. Love this. I mentioned it in my favorite brushes video. What you want to do when you're blending multiple colors, you want to use a different eyeshadow brush per color. The reason why is because you don't want to get the colors mixed in and get muddy. It's going to appear muddy. So you want to try to have an eyeshadow brush per color. I can't stress that enough. That's going to make your life easier for blending. So I'm just going to make sure that I have the pigmentation that I want. That's about it. Okay. We're going to go with the next color on the bottom. I'm going to use the Miss Shady Lady, another brush I mentioned in my favorites video. And I will use the color Red Sea. Directly on the bottom of it, you can see. And I'm applying stamping motions, but when I'm towards that toucan color, I want to do little swiping motions so it blends in together. Let's see. Now, I don't want toucan to lose its pigmentation, so I'm going to go back with the toucan brush, apply more toucan, bring it up a little more. You guys can see. Let's see. There we go. So that's our two colors laid down. Now, you can do it this way, like I mentioned, where it's the top color first, the lighter color, and then go down with the bottom color. Or we can do the technique that I prefer, which is we start with the bottom color first and work our way up. So I will use this Atlantic color. With another eye-catching crease from MOTD. And I'm just swiping and patting at the same time. It looks like I'm dipping in a lot, only because I'm taking a little at a time. You see that? And then here, little swiping motions. Okay, so that's the bottom color. For the top color, let's say I want to use a purple. So I will use Firefish. Taking a Blending Bestie MOTD, different brush, like I mentioned. Applying directly on top. Now I purposely picked these two colors, and I will tell you why in a second. Okay. It looks a little crazy right now, but you want to trust the process. The reason why I picked these two colors, you see that harsh line here? What we want to do, a little trick, we can either pick a different color that's similar. Maybe this one. This is Honey Creeper. See, we use these two. We can pick a middle shade. Same brush. Dip in Honey Creeper. And go right in the middle of them. That tends to blend it more seamlessly. That's just a trick that I learned. Or if it's still not blending, what we can do is go back to the two colors that we mentioned, that we used. This one and this one. Dip into both. And go right in the middle. This applies a more seamless blend as well. There you go. Now it's not fully blended out, so I know it looks a little crazy. But we're gonna go right ahead, keeping our brushes to the side so we know which ones we used. We're going to take another eye-catching crease, clean brush from MOTD. I want to do something here, a different color. So I want to take Swamp. And literally finish that up here. Patting and swiping motions. The reason why we're doing swiping motions and patting motions is because we have these colors that we want to help blend out. As opposed to here, when we started here, there was no color. So I just did patting motions, just so you guys know. I want to take this in a little further, so what I'm going to do is take it in further there. You can see with my hooded eye. Okay. And blend a little. So swiping motions this way to the blue. There. Now, because I am using a same, well, not the same green, but I'm using a green color in the family, what I want to do is use the same brush, just so it's seamless. Apply Fruit of this one here. Now you can break the rules in using a same brush, because since it's green, they're both green. And just apply that on there. When you use the same brush, of course, the two colors blend in together easier. But that's only if you're using the same color family, like two different greens, two different purples. If you're using a completely different color, it's best to just use a completely different brush so it doesn't get muddy. Now I'm taking the green, taking a little more green just to blend it out this way. Swiping motions. You can see there. Okay. So we have our colors laid down. I'm going to take the Red Sea brush. Make sure it's completely blended in. Apply more color if need to. Colorful eyeshadows, once you blend them in, they tend to lose their pigmentation. So you want to make sure that you add that back. And I'm just blending a little with the blue. I have a little spot here, I don't know if you can see, that's not catching eyeshadow. So what I'm trying to do is just pat and pigmentation there. It could be the way that part of my eye divots. Taking the toucan brush, applying more shadow. It's like that little area there. It's giving me a little hassle. So when that happens, a little trick that I learned, we use the Red Sea for that little area, right? If you want to fix that little white patch that's missing color, you can get a darker shade of whatever the shade you use. For example, we use this, we will go to this, dip into it, and just pat in that area. It has to be similar in color, obviously, otherwise you're gonna tell you had a completely different color there. Okay. So those are our colors laid down. We make sure they're blended. Go by, again, each color with each brush, just to pat, make sure the colors are seamlessly blended. Really quick, nothing crazy. There we go, so we have it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut the crease and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I cut my crease. I used my favorite concealer brush and I used some Tarte Shape Tape. So this is what we have so far. I also dusted off the baking because it was just leaving my eye too dry. But that's basically what we have so far. So we're going to continue now with a flat brush like this. I will take Sunray color and apply it patting motions in the beginning of this crease. Hopefully there's not a lot of fallout since I took my baking powder off. If there is, I'll just fix it later. So we have so far the yellow. Now if you have hooded eyes like I do, then you definitely want to do patting motions here in this crease because it tends to get overlooked and not have shadow, especially if you're doing just swiping motions. So you want to pat, pat, pat. Now that we have our yellow down, we will go in with a different flat brush. I want to use hibiscus. This is swiping motions, again, to blend in with the yellow, but patting motions near your crease. Okay, we have our pink laid down. That's what it looks like so far. I want to take a different flat brush. Go in with, let's see, let's try Coast. This color here. Right next to the pink. Take your time with this, guys, because it's multiple colors. You want to make sure it's blended as seamlessly as possible without muddying all the colors up. That's why it's great to use a different brush per color. See that little crease I have there? And there we have it. So there's our colorful eye. Now if you want to do with something on the lash line, we can do that. We get a pencil brush or a more rounded small brush like this. And since we have the green here, we will start with green. Make sure it's blended with the top. Then I will use the Atlantic color, this here, same brush. And maybe take a makeup wipe, swirl your brush a little. You can use the same brush. Dip into Red Sea, which was that red we used earlier. And there's our colors. So there we have it. I will finish the second eye off of camera, apply some mascara and something in the waterline, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we are back. I completed the other eye off camera, and I know what you're about to say. What in the world? I applied some glitter. I will do an up close so you guys can see. This is the finished look. Now, I will explain how I got to this. Everything that could happen wrong happened wrong when I tell you. So I was trying to figure out that little area. Remember that little area that I had mentioned earlier that wasn't catching eyeshadow correctly? I was trying to figure out why, and I realized this eye is completely leaking. It's super watery from my allergies, so it was just not catching eyeshadow correctly. Thus why I applied some glitter. I also had to take off my foundation with my baking powder because it made a mess with the eyeshadows. So I had to completely redo that. So what I'm going to do in the beginning of this video, I will do a little disclaimer just so you guys don't go through the same thing that I went through. But you know what? I feel like the makeup gods were testing me. And I think I came up on top. It's crazy. I actually love this look. I applied this matte glitter, gold hologram in the middle. I will show you again and up close. Don't mind this eye because it's, like I said, completely like leaking with allergies. It's like super watery, but this is the look, guys. I actually love it with the glitter. It just gives that extra oomph that I was looking for. I will apply disclaimers in the beginning so you can not go through what I went through. Other than that, I actually really love this look. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.